Our state representatives, Carrie Condata and our state representative, Matt Shea. Representative Carrie Condata is a strong supporter of Campaign for Liberty. He is serving his 4th term as a 12th District representative. He represents the central Washington counties of Chelan and Douglas, as well as parts of Grant and Okanagan counties. He is also a talk radio host on KPQ and has been on the air with regional news and views for the last 5 years. Kerry founded the political action group Return to America and has been involved in various political campaigns and initiative drives, which he believes are critical for allowing voters a say in how their state and government is run, and I can't agree more. Representative Condata is a sponsor of HJM 4010, which states that the Constitution only authorizes gold and silver as legal tender. He is also the only representative in the entire Capitol that has a Campaign for Liberty bumper sticker on his door. We are not afraid of the name. Washington State Representative Matt Shea is an attorney as well as an Army veteran of our conflicts in Bosnia and Iraq. He is a co-founder of the Washington Family Foundation, which later merged into the Family Policy Institute of Washington. A 4th-generation resident of Eastern Washington, Matt has already cut his teeth in the state legislature by introducing solidly pro-liberty bills, including HJM 4009. Guess what that is? Which informs the federal government that the 10th Amendment says, let's be a sovereign state. Please join me in welcoming Matt Shea and Carrie Condata.
Good evening. Hey, what a turnout. Fantastic. Matt, do you think anybody really cares about the 10th Amendment?
Well, by the standing room only, I think they do. Do you think anybody cares about sound money?
I think they do. And I don't think we're going to back off the throttle for 1 minute on either one of those resolutions. We'll at least get a hearing next year. We are considered the Liberty Caucus down in Olympia. And isn't it nice to know that there's at least 3 elected officials in this room, or 2 right now and 1 you're going to hear from later, that get it? Oh, and Matt and I have just a quick message for Lindsey Graham. The leader of our party is sleeping in Seattle tonight, folks.
Amen.
Well, we've been asked to introduce the next speaker, and it's going to be a great night and some great folks. And this is a fellow that I've read a lot of his stuff. I can't tell you how good it really is. As a student of economics myself, I cannot appreciate this gentleman enough. So we're going to take a turn reading the bio here for you. Tom Woods is the author of 9 books, and including 2 New York Times bestsellers, The Politically Incorrect Guide to American History, and the just-released book, which I'm sure you've all read, Meltdown. Yeah. That's a great book. A free market look at why the stock market collapsed, the economy tanked, and why government bailouts will make things worse. What a title. In his foreword to the Meltdown, Congressman Ron Paul says there is no better book to read on the current crisis than this one. Tom's book, The Church and the Market, won the $50,000 first prize in the 2006 Templeton Enterprise Awards.
His books have been translated into 11 languages, and Katja, I hope one of them is Farsi. I really do. Tom is a senior fellow at the Ludwig von Mises Institute. Let's see my German. He holds a bachelor's degree in Austrian, He holds a bachelor's degree in history from Harvard and his master's and PhD from Columbia University. He has appeared on hundreds of radio programs, including The Dennis Miller Show, The Michael Reagan Show, and The Michael Medved Show, as well as on television programs as Scarborough Country, Fox and Friends, and Glenn Beck. Tom is a longtime supporter of Campaign for Liberty, blogs at the website, and has spoken at numerous Campaign for Liberty events, including the Rally for the Republic last September.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's a great honor to introduce Tom Woods.
Well, thank you very much for that, because I have to say, it does feel a little bit tonight, when I get up here and I know Ron Paul is speaking after me, I feel a little bit like, REO Speedwagon opening for Aerosmith or something, so thanks a lot. I sure appreciate that. This is my second visit to Seattle. I'm very happy to be here, and not merely because I get an awful lot of frequent flyer miles coming from Auburn, Alabama to here. And that is a consideration, by the way, because last year I was Silver Elite on Delta. Now this year that I'm going through right now, I'm nothing. Because, as a long story, I didn't travel a few months last year, so I just barely missed it. This year, I'm on a path to hit Gold Elite status. But now, realize, though, how awful this year is, because I've got Gold status in my sight, and I've got in the rearview mirror, I've got Silver status, but right now I'm enduring Fiat paper status on Delta. Well, folks, it's been great, first of all, getting a chance to meet an awful lot of you. Some of you are actually Facebook friends of mine, so I'm very glad to... Oh, all right, there we go. A little shout out to you guys. Well, people ask me, Tom, how can you have 2,254 friends? How do you balance that? And I think the key is just quality time, Share everybody's joys and sorrows with them. That's the important thing. Well, ladies and gentlemen, tonight what I want to talk a little bit about is what it is that we're up to and why it's so important and why we should be encouraged. And I know people, we're all sick of that. Yeah, I know I should be encouraged, while they're fastening the chains on my, hands and feet. So I don't want to go too overboard. We should also be terrified at the same time. But we cannot discount the phenomena that we have observed over the past couple of years, because we have seen things occur that I never expected to happen. Now, until Ron Paul decided to run for president, it was very, very difficult to raise certain issues in American life. They just didn't come up. You could try to raise them, but nobody would follow up. The media was not interested, and they would just die. And suddenly Ron Paul came along. And this is very significant because in the United States right now, we are still living with, but starting to claw our way out of, a system in which our history is given to us in propaganda form and our present is given to us in propaganda form. So in history... In history, the worst crime you can commit is to say something different from what your 7th grade teacher taught you. Ooh, no independent thinking allowed here, citizen. No, sir. Nope, your teacher taught you that there are certain good presidents and bad presidents. The good presidents we bow down before. We take our hats off in the presence of their sacred images. We don't question them. What are you, some kind of extremist? No. You just listen to what you're told. Well, first of all, who do these creeps think they are telling us who the great presidents are? So if you dispute any of this, if you say that maybe 19th century economic history isn't quite so simple as all the evil monopolists killed everybody, that maybe there might be a slight bit more nuance there, or that maybe the history of states' rights isn't just slavery and segregation, and in fact, I'm going to be talking about that tomorrow. The history they leave out on that, they've got to be doing on purpose, because if you get the real, genuine history of that, you realize how often decentralized power and the powers of the states have been used on behalf of liberty. But that's suppressed because they're afraid that might give us ideas, and we can't have any ideas other than what the 7th grade teacher taught.